Hey guys, and we are back after that disaster of a last episode. It does work. It actually does work. There's nothing wrong with the microcontroller, and what I found out was what I originally thought was a bug. And then I did a whole lot of investigating. I even made a bug report, which I've submitted to both Open Computers and GRAEGified 5U. There is nothing wrong. It's on the side of GRAEGified though, what was happening. And the reason for it, I don't personally agree with, but it's a feature, not a bug. What's happening and why I could manually place hydrogen in here and manually move things about is because that's all normal. Automated stuff though, there is a special method going on in the background for GRAEGified which prevents items being inserted into there unless it recognizes a recipe. Now in this case, because there is sulfuric light fuel in there, it will allow hydrogen. And just to show you that, if I put in this can, and that's right, I disabled that, didn't I? Bam. Which, by the way, while it's still there, you can see we've got full batteries. So that's going to produce some hydrogen. I'll be back once that's ready. Okay, it's about to complete, so we are going to quickly go around here and watch this canner, because it might happen quickly, it might not. And the reason for that I'll explain. Okay, there's hydrogen in here, there's 2 cans worth, so we'll put 2 cans in here. 1, 2, and that should be pulled out within 30 seconds. I reprogrammed the microcontroller so that its sleep time was 30 seconds. Reason for that was that I just wanted to conserve power with the microcontroller more deliberately. So through the time that I've been speaking, hopefully it will disappear in a second, because there is fuel in both of those. Although it might not, because I don't know whether I can't remember whether I'm checking whether there's hydrogen in here or not. But the other thing we will want to check as well is the microcontroller might have turned off for some reason. I don't think it has. You gonna do a thing? It's gotta be more than 30 seconds by now, right? Alright, what might have happened is it may have turned off in the interim because I had been standing here for ages waiting for those batteries to fill up. Oh, something happened. No? Why are you running? Oh, right, because the can gets recycled. Never mind. That's fine, I guess. We need to break into here though. And I do have my wire cutters with me, as you can see, finally. Are you running? You are not running? Now you're running. So does that mean... Yes. So as you can see, the hydrogen cells have actually been correctly pulled out now, and the reason for that is, as I stated, because there is some amount of liquid in here, it's allowing items to go into itself through automated means. So that was the problem. I appreciate the reason it exists, but I don't think it needs to exist. I think there's plenty of ways and means throughout the different mods, and even within GRAEGified itself, to ensure that recipes are created properly. Without needing something which is largely undocumented like that functioning. But just so we can conserve some power, I'm going to turn that off, because you've run plenty of times now. As you can see, oxygen is filling up. So let's show you how things go. I've got a couple of stacks of oil berries. I'm just going to put one in here to show you how things go. That is going to extract the oil into the bottom, which immediately got pulled into here, which gets immediately processed into, this is the heavy fuel line, and heavy fuel goes in there, right? And we can do the same here. Now, just to make sure things are even, I'm going to put all of them in there now. So they're just going to constantly run and do their thing. And as loud as it is, we're going to wait until this gets going. And I'll be back once that's ready. It needs to hit 1 bucket worth, which will happen quite fast, but I'll be back. Alright, we're about to hit it. And any second now. Oh wait, actually, I think specifically it needs 6 buckets per operation. You do get 6 buckets worth of light fuel out of it, of course, which is nice. But it still needs 6 buckets worth. So I guess I'll be back once it hits 6 buckets. Alright, we are about to hit our 6th bucket, and I'm just shutting things down. Oh, shouldn't have shut down that one. Just shutting things down in order to conserve power, because we are already running pretty low on power. And I think that's because I let the hydrogen thing run too often. Okay, we need you to spark back up again as well, apparently. It should only be for 1 turn. And bam, off it goes. So the reactor is going to produce light fuel, non-sulfuric, and produce hydrosulfide cells, which will eventually be dragged into the canner that's behind them. We just have to wait for that to happen. And it will happen, I know it this time. Go, go, go. 30 seconds is probably a bit long for display purposes, but I didn't want to have to disassemble and reassemble the microcontroller too often more. Hopefully never again, actually. Especially since I know it was working fine in the first place. Ahem. Go, 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 you can do it. Any second now. Any second now. Please don't tell me you've turned off again. That'd be super annoying. You've turned off again, haven't you? Oh, why are you turning off? You have plenty of power. You have plenty of power. No, you're running. You are in fact running. So why have you not? Probably for the same dang reason, to be honest. Oh, I know what it is. Gosh. Okay, that's fine. I'll just pull you out. You can serve all your information, which is nice to know. We need to get the screwdriver. And then in a second, because the output side, you'll remember I never set it on that canner. So the output side will be on the back. I could obviously put that to the side or something, but may as well just hit it with a screwdriver to make it work. And eventually, any second now, there it goes. We have hydric sulfide, and this isn't going to do its thing until it has 4 empty cells in it. So at this point, it is my fault that it's not going to do anything. But if I put that down, any second now, unless I forgot to put the MV glyph on it, which I don't think I did. Which I don't think I did. Oh god, come on. Yeah, MV glyph's there. So you wanna pull that out? You wanna do a thing? You gonna do a thing? Be real nice if you did a thing. I think I know why that is as well, and it's because the canner face is not valid. Ugh. Teething issues. That's right. Can't turn machines, unfortunately. So you have to place them, which probably means I'm going to have to remove you two so I can get the angle right, because Minecraft is finicky like that. We're just going to face you off in this direction. And of course we lost the liquid in there, so my proof of concept I can't show you. But it works, and now it's going to be pulling from valid faces anyway, so that's cool. So next is heavy fuel, because, oh my god, how did I, right, oh, it was still running and I had not repaired that. I am so confused. I've been confused about this whole thing for so long, because it's meant to just run and it hasn't been. So we'll find that cans are missing in there. I've got 58, and that's because they're sitting around in this, no, not that. They're sitting around in, of course, full block. They're sitting around in, still can't get past you, huh? This. No, it's not what I wanted. That is also not what I wanted. I want that. Thank you. They're sitting around in here, light fuel cells. And they're waiting for heavy fuel cells. So if we put that back, and hopefully this has enough juice in it. Oh, it really doesn't, but we shall see. I'll be back once we have some heavy fuel, or nearly enough. How much do we need? 4 buckets, I think it is. Yep, 4 buckets of heavy fuel. That's going to take a while, which probably means we don't have enough power. Which means my prediction about how much it would need to run, despite this having run too many times, was not correct. Whoops. So, I guess you guys get going. I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm back, and it's actually the next day because this takes so dang long to refill. I've actually already run the system up to the amount that it needs. I've just turned it off with a soft hammer so that I could catch its production on camera. Now, you get 2,100 sulfuric heavy fuel for 64 oil berries. So the conversion isn't amazing. But hopefully what we are going to see now is, because I can't get at the mixer right now and I'm going to need to leave these pipes intact, what we're going to see is we're going to see diesel cans go straight into here, basically. So if I get this and go pop, that's going to do its thing. And we're also going to see that in action finally. That is, of course, if the microcontroller hasn't turned off. Probably has. So there we go, we've got diesel, and it's automatically being emptied out. The cans are not there, they've gone back into this stuff. That's got 62, and that's got 62. Why do you guys have 62? Why is there 2 cans missing? Oh well. I'm guessing that the microcontroller has in fact turned off. But that won't be a problem once we chunk load. I also need to find a way, I'm not entirely sure, maybe someone in the comments knows OC a little bit more than me, but getting a microcontroller to turn itself on, regardless of its power. If it has power, it's on, rather than needing a manual interaction like this. So this should, yep, drink up the sulfide, and then it will redistribute cans back into here on the next 30-second cycle. So what I'll do is, while we're waiting for that, I'm going to put that stuff back. Boop, boop. And this will hopefully be the last time that I have to pull it apart, because you guys would have seen a full cycle of the super machine, finally. So, in here, any second now, we will see empty cans be distributed, because there should be 4 sitting around in that canner behind the thirsty tank, because we've already had the cycle from the light fuel, if you'll remember. And if it detects 4, it redistributes them. 2 go into here, 1 goes into here, and 1 goes into here. Oh, yeah, it's done it. or not. What? You're meant to have one, so I'm going to put one in there, and we won't put any in there. And what instead I'll do is I'll break you, and we have 2 empty cells sitting in there. I'll do that. It automatically did it. Alright, cool. So that means you still have one. Whoa, there was some ghost items going on there. What in the heck? I'm not going to bother putting more empty cans in the hydrogen canner at the moment, because as you can see there was three cans in here. But apparently the cans have been redistributed and I'm just blind or something, I don't know. It is working. Trust me, it is. It's just for whatever reason during my demonstration things have gone a bit funny. I think maybe what happened is it's already processed 2 of them and that's why it's on 3, because maybe it should have been on 2. As for why this one didn't have a can in it, I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, that is the canner. We officially have diesel. Well, it's called fuel here, but it's diesel. And in fact, I could put cans in there and it would re-can it up. But what we want to do is we now want to produce a diesel engine, our very first basic diesel generator. This thing will produce all the power we need to get this properly running, which means I'm going to need to create more lithium batteries, and another battery buffer, and find a place for the diesel engines to actually exist, probably somewhere around here, I guess. We're probably going to have some secondary diesel engines which are dedicated to powering this, before we have diesel engines that are dedicated to powering the rest of the base. Obviously the reasons for that are so that we can make sure, oh it's raining, make sure that we have power in stock to assist this thing if it's ever needed. I think that's how that's going to go. So we need to get fuel out, but the fuel's totally useless until we make one of those. So I'm going to run back to the base and we are going to go about making one of those basic diesel generators. That's going to be a load of fun. See you in a sec. Okay, back at the base. So what are we going to need for this thing? We are going to need an LV machine hull, a couple of pistons, a couple of motors, and some steel gears. And I think I still have my gear mold, which needs to go into a alloy smelter with 8 steel. Ouch. That's okay though, I guess. Let's get 16 steel out. We have plenty of steam still, fortunately. So I'm going to make that do its job over here. There's steam on the roof, and the reason for that is I was playing around with this thing, jerry can, to take steam out of there and put it in the turbine to try and see if I could hurry things up over there. And it sort of works, but it says 4,000 out of 10,000 millibuckets, and if I right click with the jerry can now, that's what happens. So I can't get more into that jerry can, unfortunately. So that's going to do that thing, and in the meantime we're going to make 4 motors. Yeah, 4 motors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Think. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Think. No. And 4 of you. Great. So we will do you first, and while that's happening we will do this. Oh, we've got 12 iron rods, and go. And I need 16 redstone. For our 4 magnetic ones. We'll take you out. So you're getting so much faster at doing this stuff. I can make machines pretty dang fast right now. It's kind of embarrassing. Hello? Okay. Never mind. Go copper, go. Yeah, 2 steel gears, which is awesome. Then we need 6 steel plates. Gimme 6 steel plates, because we're making 2 pistons. Not in there, they go in here. And copper. And then we have our 4 motors. Great. And I need a small steel gear, which is a steel plate, so 2 more steel plates. Don't have my hammer on me. 1, 2. And then I also needed 4 steel rods. It was the wrong way. 4. Nope. That one, thank you. So that's there, and then there, and then there, and then there. And then I need, I think the other 2 are just wires, right? Yeah. And 1, 2. For a total of 4. Oh, right. Wool. And string. No! I do that so often you wouldn't believe. For some reason, I always end up finishing looking into the wire mill while holding carpet in my hand, ready to do exactly this, and that ends up applying carpet to the side of the thingamajigger. 2 pistons. Great. And need 1 of you. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe that's enough. 1, 2. And you go. Do I have enough of things? I do. That can go in there, ready. This can go in there, ready. That's my spare parts chest. It's coming in handy. And I'm a dum-dum because I need to actually do 2 of these. 2 NAND chips per integrated circuit, of course. Stop it. I always forget that the grid in the work table doesn't stack, so it confuses me. Right. 2 NAND circuits. Then we want another steel plate. I'll actually get 10 steel plates because 9 of them go into the LV machine hull. Steel plate. Oh, wrong work table. This one. And 8. So 1, 2, 3. Plus you. Plus 5 rubber. Efficient use of extra materials. It's our integrated circuit. So next on the list is tin cable and that. So I actually need 2 tin, which means we're going to have a spare tin cable. And like that. And wrench and LV machine casing. Awesome. And the slowest part of this is going to be this bit, where we have to go and wait for it to cook up some wrought iron nuggets. But while we do that, we can wait, go and deal with the wires needed. Run back here. Just So in you go. Sweet. No, server, I'm trying to run. Okay. Where are we at? Wires. 3 carpet, 3 string. Bamly bam bam bam. Now we run all the way back. If the server will let me run. It's pretty annoying. Always hated that about Minecraft network lag, I suppose you would call it. It has very bad problems trying to sync with the client sometimes. It's not very good at prediction. If I'm running, I'm probably still running. Until I'm not. Rather than when the server decides I'm not. It would mean giving the client more control, or making the server trust the client more, but I mean, there's no reason not to. Plenty of games trust the server inherently, the client inherently, without hacking problems. So that, and then that, and then that, and then these, and those, and then those. We have our first basic diesel generator. I'm probably going to make a whole bunch more of these in the future. I'm probably going to make at least 6, 7 more. Yeah. 2 for the backup generation and 6 for the main array, which I have planned in my head, and that's going to be a fun project for us to do. So, let me just eat some food. What are we going to need in order to try you out? Probably going to want copper cable. No, oh, we probably need tin cable, actually. So we'll grab you. You're actually useful to me. I have extra blocks, and I just need a way to get diesel into you. And I have 21 small fluid pipes. But I have no way of getting that fluid out of that canner. Let's quickly make a pump. Pump. I always forget the recipe. It's tin rotor. So that's 4 plus 2 plus 1. 4 plates, 2 screws, and 1 ring. All 3 into rods, 1 into ring, 2 into bolts, oh, whoops, bolts into screws, plates into rotor. File, screwdriver, hammer. Yup. As I said, slightly embarrassing. I think it's a motor. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. You go in there. You go in there. I'll wait for you to finish. Cool. 2 more carpet, 2 more string. That's super done. We'll clear that actually, because I need to turn those into rods. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Magnetic rod. One of the first things we're going to do once we're up and running properly on the oil platform is make a magnetic thingy, electromagnetic polarizer, because it means we don't have to use redstone to magnetize our rods anymore. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, copper wire, lamp, motor. So motor, rotor, screw, bronze fluid pipe, screwdriver, wrench, and cable, and for you. Where's plate mold? Where is plate mold? I'm so happy that rubber takes virtually no time at all to cook. Wrong chest, me. Probably should have done this in the other order, but too late now. Rubber rings. Knife, rubber rings. We have. Excuse me. What? I guess I hit the X accidentally. Screwdriver and wrench. Yoink. Give me back my wrench. Okay, we have a pump. That's pretty neat. But we don't have any tin cable anymore. I have a tin wire though. And string. Good one, brain. You did it. Right. So let's get back to the oil rig. Back on the rig. Now I'm going to set this up all crude like, much the same way as things I kind of do in terms of the rain shelters I've made. Speaking of rain shelters, we want to do this first. And I also realized while coming over here I didn't actually need that tin cable. Because I'm a dummy. That should be correct. Yes. 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 So we'll turn that off. And basic diesel generator. Okay. And when we wrench it around, so now it's facing into the battery. This won't live here permanently. This is just for demonstration purposes. Like this small bronze fluid pipe is probably not going to live here permanently. These need to get filled up though, so that we can run it again. So let's run some pipes. This obviously isn't going to do anything yet, which is really quite nice for us at this juncture, because we don't want it to do anything until the pipes have reached their destination, which is now. And then we apply the pump to here. This isn't going to work straight away, obviously, because the pump has not been set for import. Sorry. Once it is done for import, the diesel generator should run basically immediately. Any second now. There it goes. So now this thing is going to start getting fuel in it, and it will start running, and these will fill up reasonably quickly. That 6 fuel produces a heck of a lot of EU. I can't actually remember what the stats are. I believe I said it a couple of episodes ago though. Each bucket of fuel produces a serious amount, so this is going to do a massive hit to our struggling high pressure steam boiler. As you can see, it's burning through it very slowly, and has already caught us up a couple of thousand EU. So I'll be back once this is run through its use, and then we're going to start producing more diesel. It's going to be great. The other thing we have to start thinking about is properly building a actual building around this thing. So look forward to a couple of build episodes in the future rather than these highly technical ones I've been doing for the last couple of episodes. It's centered around our friend the diesel generator. Well, the diesel producer. This is a diesel generator. Because we're going to need proper shelter. We can't live under these weird mishmash of blocks forever. I mean, I built the oil platform so I could create something nice looking, didn't I? So may as well continue with that trend. So yeah, look forward to more build focus episodes in the next couple of days. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you hanging. This generator is just going to eat through its fuel and give us a lot of EU in exchange, which is going to be super, super lovely. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.